Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at Hopper, get out of the way. Come on. Down. Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at Cybertron STARSCREAM from the Transformers Legacy toy line. I've had this figure for a while, and it is definitely that character. This is by far one of the most tune-accurate STARSCREAMs from that line, or from that toy line, that we've ever gotten. Well, considering we've only gotten two other figures, one was a Voyager class figure and one was a Supreme class, this is the only other figure we've ever gotten of him. From Hasbro, that is. We did get a figure from Make Toys, that's Strike Meteor, and I swear it's been over at least 10 to 15 years since we got this figure. And this figure's still in my display case. It is that good of a figure. Unfortunately, Make Toys kind of disappeared. They made this one, and I think they made a couple of repaints, but I don't think we ever... No, we did. I have seen the full Seeker set at TFCon, but I just love this one. Hasbro and Takara really did nail it with the molding. The overall aesthetic and look of the figure is phenomenal. I have no complaints. I do wish there was a little bit of paint on the legs, but otherwise, the looks of the figure are top-notch. It is a very, very good-looking figure. Even from the back, they managed to get the silhouette just about perfect. They even closed up what I thought were going to be super empty lower legs. Nope, those are nice and closed. Head sculpt is good. I wouldn't say perfect, but it is pretty much show accurate. I love the Decepticon purple eyes, and it works well. I also love the fact that they bothered to paint the missiles on the side of his head. Or are they headlights? I don't know. The figure's posability is pretty good. Head is on a ball joint and can't look up at all, can look down. Shoulders are on hinges and swivels, though they are limited in and out movement because of the giant haunches on his arms. There is an upper arm swivel. Bend at the elbow is over 90 degrees. It's actually double jointed, and fists do articulate, though they're tight enough every time I do try to move them, I end up popping the arm or forearm open. And then the actual pylon here on the outside for the wing is articulated, but every time I move the dang thing, it pops off. On both sides. It just pops off. There is a torso swivel, which is really weird because you're moving the nose cone. Legs can kick forward and can kick back and kick way, way up. Two swivels in the thighs. One is at the swivel at the hip. Then there is a thigh swivel. Bend at the knee is over 90 degrees. And then we got a good old ankle rock from side to side. And there is a little bit of posability forward and back for the transformation. You can lift it up like that, but that's for the transformation. The figure comes with two accessories. The first is a Decepticon Cyberplanet key, and the other is his blaster. I really, really, really hate the fact that they're using clear plastic for these. Just paint the damn thing or cast it in black. Come on. I really hate these stupid Energon guns. Cyberplanet key can peg into the back of the figure and also into the stock of the gun. The original toy, well, that would release the flip-out blades, which he can do, and they just easily flip out on this figure, which I like. I do like the fact that they easily flip out. But my main complaint is they're too dang short. I mean, look at them. They're almost the same length as his arms, and I think that was a problem in the original show as well. I really wish they were a little longer, but I mean, they only have so much room to work with here. Now, my figure has a couple of minor issues that are just more annoying than anything else. The first of which is the pylons or the shoulders do pop off very easily. As soon as they move, they will start popping off. Then the hips on mine, while not the loosest hips in the world, they could be a bit tighter. They're fine forward and back, but it's the in and out movement where that pin, or not, I don't want to even say the pin. Maybe it is the pin. It's just a little bit too loose. Same with the knees. They're just a smidge too loose. Though he can pull off some decent posing, it isn't without aggravation. Transformation for everyone's favorite backstabber starts with coming to the back of the figure and folding up the rear wings and then smishing them together. Come to the back and open that up. That will allow you to flip the head up into the body like so. And then do that, and then we'll close the backpack up. Then come to the forearms, open up the forearms, and flip the fists up into said forearms. And then obviously close them up. And if you flip the fist in the wrong way, it won't actually close. So just make sure you're following the directions of putting the fist in the right way. You know, not like me, who can't seem to remember how this goes. There we go. Then take the forearm, turn it around 180 degrees, fold it up, and fold it down from disconnecting from the shoulders, and then it will peg into into this peg that's off the back, or the lower back. And we've got to make sure the shoulder is in flush. Push the forearm in, and there we go. And just do it on the other side. While I transformed the other shoulder, both pylons fell off. Yay! Okay, come down to the feet and reach underneath and flip out the nose cone under both feet, or each foot. Then come to the inside part and flip this around until it snaps into place. Then take the legs and turn them outward like this. Take the entire crotch section, straighten it out, and then flip it up until it stops. And then you're going to come to the back of the legs, or lower legs, and open up these big old panels on both sides. And then both legs will accordion and collapse up into the body of the figure. Now for the foot, actually extend the foot down like that, and do the same thing on the other side, but we're going to just flip the foot around first. And then collapse the leg up into the body, get everything lined up, and smish it all together. And finally, close up these doors like Bombay doors and smish them together, and then just put the wings back on. Once fully transformed, I think the alt mode looks pretty darn good. It's definitely reminiscent of that original character in the show, and the transformation is very similar. I personally have a couple of issues with it, and I don't know if that's universal to the mold or if it's just me that's having a problem. And that has to do with the way the arms peg into the rest of the body. But I can't argue with the way it looks. It looks great. And it actually has a couple of options for plugging the gun into it, which I really think is cool. Option 1 is to turn the gun upside down and peg it into these two little pegs that are off the back of the wings. The look you end up with is pretty good, except we've got the gun sticking out of the back, and I choose to keep the Cyberplanet key on the gun, but you could just peg it into the back of the jet mode so you don't lose the bloody thing. It is really tiny, and yes, it does make for a rather disturbing cat toy. The other option for gun placement is to open up the bottom, and then there are these two little tabs on the bottom of the jet mode. You could just plug the gun into that and then close those tabs up and smush them into place, and then you've got what looks to be a very clean Cybertronian jet mode, and then you've got the gun underneath. This is my preferred manner. I wish there was another way to hold the Cyberplanet key, but it's fine. I do actually like this. I do wish these turrets rotated that are on the chest. That would have been like creme de la creme, but it's fine. Otherwise, it's a very solid jet mode for a figure that is okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't even talk about the problem I have. Other than, the pylons on the side, the arms, they do not want to stay pegged in, specifically the forearms. They just pop off these pegs so easily. I've not figured out a way to get them to peg and stay in place. They just pop off. But once you've got the jet mode fully transformed, there's really not much problems with their... It's not an issue. It's a non-issue. It's just annoying. In terms of size for the jet mode, the best comparison I've been able to come up with is actually Commander Class Rodimus Prime. They are very similar in length and width and just overall girth, with Starscream being a jet and, Rodimus being a space Winnebago, or in this case, I think it would be a space crossover. Yeah, it is weird to compare them like this, but size-wise, I think it works. At the end of the day, I do like this figure, but it didn't start out that way. When I first got a hold of this toy, I did not like it at all. I could only see its flaws, and it's taken me several months to get over that initial reaction. There is a lot to like with this guy, but there are issues that really were hard to look past. I'll be honest, they were really hard to get my mind past those issues. Once I did, I've started to enjoy the figure a lot more. I'm still aggravated by the fact that the shoulders keep falling off, or the shoulder pylons keep falling off, but it's a fun toy. And that's ultimately what it is, and it looks good on the shelf. I'm curious if Hasbro is going to give repaints of Thundercracker and Skywarp to this guy. Maybe that'll happen, maybe it won't. Honestly, I don't really care because it's Starscream, Cybertron Starscream, and this figure is as good as we're gonna get. So folks, let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. As always, I am Baltmatrix, and I'm hoping you have a wonderful day.